CM 365, all about Carnatic music.
Bhava is the soul or expression of music, drama, literature, and dance. The ultimate aim of every composer and musician, I would say, in the realm of music is to achieve a perfect blend of the essential aspects of music, that is bhava, raga, and tala. Raga, of course, refers to the melodic content. Talam is about the rhythmical beauty. And bhava is about the expression of the sahitya through the medium of this melody and talam. In a composition, in order to be meaningful and beautiful, it should be rich in bhava. That is very important. In short, bhava is that which enables the transmission of experience, thoughts, and emotions from the composer to the musician and from the musician to the listener. Raga bhava is seen in music of persons who sing or a performance where the phrases, everything, they fall in place with correct shruti, relevant gamaka, and appropriate modulation. A person playing on a piano or a harmonium, for example, here can only probably bring out or reveal the contour of the ragam because of the fact that these instruments have limitation in terms of the gamakas, which are very important and integral to our music. So where we see that in the absence of gamakas, they cannot really bring out the bhava in full measure. Whereas when we are singing or playing an instrument like a veena or a violin, there is a good potential in terms of bringing out the bhava through the inherent gamakas, which are very important to our music. Now in our daily life also we see that there are many musicians, of course, who perform accurately with respect to raga and tala. They may also possess a high level of virtuosity in terms of the technical aspects, but somehow the music may seem lackluster because it is devoid of bhava. That is, everything seems to be perfectly in place. You see that the grammar, the lakshya, the lakshana, everything is correct. The patantara may be great, but somehow it does not touch your heart at all. And that means that the music lacks bhava. Now sometimes in this effort to bring out the bhava, we also see the other extreme of some musicians becoming so dramatic in their presentation, and they take it, this bhava aspect to the other extreme. So striking a proper balance is what makes the music touch the heart and soul and strike a perfect chord. This bhava actually, where from it comes? It is not in the ragam, talam, or in the composition, but it is the amalgamation of all this, and it comes out through the inner self. As for composers, each had a particular bhava. If you look at Tyagaraja, we see that he conveyed multitudes of bhava in the sense that his compositions reveal various kind of emotions as he conversed with Rama. In the case of Shyama Sastri, is a different kind of a bhava that he communicated. In musicians also we see that now, if we take for example, the same composition, when rendered by various musicians, they seem quite different. In the sense that now, for example, let's even make an experiment and see that we teach one particular composition to 4 musicians, for example. So the patantara aspect, all of them will maintain the same identical patantara. And when we ask each of them to sing separately, we see that because of this bhava quotient, the output seems quite different in each. That is, probably some musician may be able to make it more emotive because of the bhava that they are able to pour into it. Some of them may be just looking at the technical aspect. So at that time, you see that the bhava is lacking. The bhava also for this, of course, immediately the person who comes to all of our mind is Dr. M.S. Rajalakshmi, whose compositions, whether they were a small sloka or whether it was a composition or a Meera bhajan, everything was literally overflowing with bhava, and that is why she stood tall. So, for example, the same Rangapura Vihara that she has sung, there are so many people who have sung after that. But somehow her rendition stands unparalleled because of the fact that, not because she rendered something differently in terms of the notation or the melody, it's because of the way she conceived and poured the bhava out through the composition. Now here we also have to remember another one thing in an objective manner, that this bhava is not just about bhakti, that is spiritual devotion or something. Because even in a raga alapana, where it is devoid of any kind of meaningful syllables, you can bring out the bhava very beautifully. In fact, yesterday I was listening to one program where they were playing clippings of many alapana samples. I mean, it was a hearing session, where they played the few alapanas rendered by Tanjavur Sri Kalyan Raman. So in alapana, actually, you don't have any meaningful words as such to directly convey the bhava, because tadarina, tadana, these are all the syllables we use. But his entire alapana, that content was just overflowing and brimming with the bhava. So this bhava is all about the raga bhava here. It's nothing to do with the lyrics or the sahitya or meaning. It is only about the raga and how that bhava of the ragam is conveyed by the musician. So there are different ways actually in which bhava can be conveyed. So it's not just about bhakti bhava here. The raga bhava again is very important, because in art music, especially Carnatic music, as much as the sahitya is important, I would say more than that, the raga bhava and its bringing out that raga bhava and its entirety is one of the most important aspects of our Carnatic music as well. Why even in Kalpana Swaras we see that we are using only the syllables sarigama padani in different combinations. But even here, when they are rendered, with the right gamakas, the right oscillation, the right modulation, they can bring about a sense of beautiful bhava. Now coming to the realm of dance, we see that bhava is conveyed through facial expression. The highly expressive character of facial bhavas of legendary dancers make their dance enjoyable and create a lasting impression on us. Now while raga, tala and other grammar of music can be taught, this aspect of bhavam is something the musician creates by his own understanding of a raga or a composition, and his tutelage under a guru, his thought process of his feel for his music, his thought process, that is how he thinks about the music, how he conceives the gamakas, how he conceives the nuances of the music, the intricacies of the music, and most importantly, how he feels about the music. Because if you render it in a monotonous way, that bhava will not come. You have to really experience the music in the sense that not just about the song or the composition, you have to experience every note, every tone, the nuances of the music, everything, when you experience, and that is what brings out the bhava in its full measure. It is only when bhavam permeates the music, it actually touches the soul of the listener. And of course, finally, bhavam is more about experience of the expression and cannot be actually described in words. Thus we could say that as much as raga, tala, the composition and so many things are important, to bring life to all these elements, the ingredients of music, the aspect of bhava is most important. And history also records the fact that those musicians who are able to render their music with bhavam have stood the test of time and remembered for posterity.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.